Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are about to find out what the story is about because if I tell you what the story is about, I will be lying. Like I've been saying, I like to discover everything with you guys. I just saw that this lady looks interesting. The story might be interesting since I just heard the little beginning. My parents. Okay, let's hear if there's any
Okay, I've
interesting
decided
story here.
to calm myself down. I'm going to tell my life story from the top to remind myself of everything I've gone through to get to where I am today. My
Okay.
mom had a meeting at the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001, but my brother, who was like 2 years old at the time, got sick and she had to stay home. So she didn't go to that meeting. I was born a couple months later in January 8th, 2002. So if she had gone to that meeting, I would have been not alive, maybe, possibly, because she was pregnant with me. Anyways, lived in New Jersey for a little bit longer. Englewood, New Jersey is where I was born. Lived there until my parents got divorced because my dad moved to Korea. He was an author and his book got turned into a Korean drama. He was wanting to be a politician in South Korea, even though he had just gotten U.S. citizenship because my mom is a U.S. citizen. But they're both Korean, which is why I'm full Korean. Anyways, he moved to Korea. He was there like most of the year, would come visit every now and then while I was a baby from the ages of 1 to 3. He was cheating on my mom with another woman, so my mom divorced him after she found out and moved us to Texas because she got a big settlement. She's a lawyer, and it was enough for her to buy a house in Texas for me and my brother. So my brother and I leave our 3 half-sisters who are in New York. They live on Roosevelt Island, and we go move to Houston, Texas. And then my mom joins a Korean American church, and then she meets this guy who has 2 sons. And then within 2 months of dating or 3 months of dating, they get engaged and then they get married. So now I have a new dad and I have 2 new brothers, and we're all Korean. So like we look like a blended family. We are a blended family, but we look like just regular family, big family. Moved to Houston, Texas. I live my life. I grow up. I love Taylor Swift. I'm an outgoing little kid. And then I'm 13 years old, and my dad goes on a mission trip to Nepal, and then God speaks to him and says, "You're not going to be a corporate pharmaceutical sales rep, manager, whatever anymore. And quit your corporate job. You're going to move to the mission field and be my shepherd or be my little servant and then live in Nepal." And my dad was like, "Okay, bet." So they try to sell the house and everything. Nepal doesn't end up working out, so they meet this other guy who's like, "Hey, I live in North Korea on a wind farm, and you can move into North Korea with us with your little family." And then
North Korea? Like I never knew that North Korea is somewhere you could just want to move to. Hmm. Okay, that's interesting. This is the first time I'm hearing somebody talk about North Korea in a story, like moving
we're
there.
gonna
That's
just
interesting.
be living for Jesus over there. So I'm here in 7th grade being like, what? I want to go to 8th grade dance. I want to go to prom. I don't know what's going on. We end up moving to China first because it's like an area of northern China that's
Oh,
really close to the border of North Korea, and I go to international school there, and my mom becomes my teacher. So my grade goes from being a regular public school in Texas-sized grade to 8 people with my mother as my homeroom teacher. That was 8th grade, and then I started to adjust to life in China because I made friends at my international school. We were all very close. It was me, my older brother, and my second oldest stepbrother who were living there. Second oldest stepbrother graduated. He went to Texas A&M. Then my brother and I are just in the house in China, and then he graduates and he goes to Northwestern. I'm entering my sophomore year of high school. We end up moving into North Korea, not on the wind farm, on the goat farm instead. So we lived 2 years on the goat farm. There are a lot of special details about living in North Korea as a foreigner. I'm also a Canadian citizen. I have dual citizenship. So there's other stories there.
oh,
But 2 years there, I'm studying for my SATs. I'm like, I need to get out of here. I want friends. Jesus wants me to obey my parents and live in here, so we're here doing farm chores and whatever. There's an internet room, so I listen to Taylor Swift, and I watch Emma Chamberlain vlogs, and yeah, I'm just living my life. And when we come back and visit every now and then, my best friend from childhood, she still lives in the same house around the block in the house that I grew up in. So it's always crazy when I would go home and visit her. I would see my old house and be like, damn, could have still lived there, but now I live in North Korea, and everyone who used to know me in school does not know that I live in North Korea. Then my mom and my stepdad end up getting into a big fight, and then my mom and I end up moving back to Houston, Texas right before my senior year of high school. So right before senior year of high school, we end up moving. and then I get put in Cypress Woods High School, and then I'm really lonely and I eat lunch all by myself, and I'm like, oh my god, nobody here knows that I was from North Korea, but I'm also like from Houston, Texas, so I just tell them that I'm like from a different part of Texas, and like I don't really know what to tell people, I don't really make friends until I blow up on TikTok. Blow up on TikTok in my senior year of high school, and I have like 300,000 followers by the end of the semester, and I have some good friends in my art class, and that was really cute and fun. And then guess what? My mom and my stepdad, they got back together. And then we ended up moving again in Houston after the first semester of senior year.
Man, that's a lot of moving. So, do you know, I've always thought about it. The people that are always moving around, do they actually consider what that would do to their children? Because if I'm being honest, the adults might handle it, but what about the children? That must be, you know, challenging. I don't want to use the word traumatizing because that might be too big.
So first
But
semester
what do you
senior
guys
year
think?
ends. I'm famous on TikTok at this point.
Let me show you guys this handcrafted tie and dye shirts. It's so lovely. It's one of my favorite thing. Let me show you another. So this comes in blue and white. Just if you want to shop, go to the link in the description. You have several other items there too, but I just wanted to show you guys this one before we continue. You can see me wearing it in the video that I'm doing today. So yeah. So for those of you that may want to something like this done for you, maybe for your bridal showers, anything for school, anything you want, like a group, like a bulk order, you want it a specific one done for you, there's my direct email is in my description. Send me an email with your order, then we can take the discussion from there. But yeah, let's continue this video. Let's go back to the video.
I'm applying to colleges. I'm like, I'm gonna get out of here soon. I'm gonna get out of here soon. We move into the small apartment near Stratford High School, which is the high school that I was originally supposed to go to had I not moved to China and North Korea. So I'm there. All these people in the hallways are like, oh my god, is that Faith Bang? Like, didn't she move away to like the Himalayas or something? And my best friend Kylie has a license because I never learned how to drive because I was in North Korea. So she's driving me around everywhere. We're still best friends, so that's good. So school is okay. It was like crazy to move once again, and I've been to so many schools in my life. But then I was like, okay, at least I have Kylie, like she's my best friend, I love her. And then I get into UT Austin and I'm like, okay, things are looking up. And then all this time I was a missionary kid, start losing my faith at this point. It's kind of expected. I mean, there's a lot going on here, you know? So I make friends, I'm losing my faith, and then there's this like, I'm still kind of going viral on TikTok, but not really. But there's something else that goes viral in March of my senior year of high school. COVID happens, and then I'm stuck at home with my mom and my stepdad and my brother who flew down, and we're in a 2-bedroom apartment, so I'm sharing a room with my brother. I'm trying to keep on making TikToks, can't really do it, whatever. I'm like going on hot girl walks. I'm like, low key, this is just like life in North Korea. Everyone else was being dramatic. Then I end up going to college. I go to college and it's so fun. Well, at first I was about to not be allowed to go to college because my parents caught me drinking. I got drunk for the first time. One time, some kid ended up getting sent to the hospital that time. My parents were out of town, but they found out about it somehow, and they were like, Faith, you are going down a bad place. We need you to get back to Jesus, and we need you to like be a Christian again. And I was like, no. Okay, yeah, maybe. And then we talked it out. They ended up letting me go to UT. What did I do? Drank a shit ton there. Partied my ass off. And I did end up blowing up a bit more on TikTok. I won $10,000 with this David Dobrik Chipotle thing. My video, I think, has 15 million views up on my other account. That was crazy. Got into a relationship with a drug dealer. Really lost my faith. Then he broke up with me. Lost a lot of weight for the first time in my life because I'd always been a chubbier kid. And then I got an internship in New York City, and I started working at a production company. And then I came back for my senior year. I graduated college, and I got a return offer from that production company that my half-sister, the one who was in New York in the very beginning, she was like she is the managing director of that company, and she helped get me the internship, and I got myself a return offer. So right after graduation, I moved here in 2024 in New York City, worked for a year, and was like, you know what, I want to write a memoir because I think I have a lot of like thoughts and experiences. At the end of the day, I think the through line is that I am just a girl, and that sounds so cliche, but in and of itself, when you say I'm just a girl and someone else like negates that by saying, okay, whatever, that's so, well, that I think says a lot in and of itself. Everywhere I go, there I am. Okay, I've decided to call myself
Okay. What is the lesson from this video? What is the lesson? I'm leaving it for you guys to share. Let me know what you think is the lesson you got from this video. Someone is this is the first time actually. Okay, the first time I saw her video, that was last night. Before I said let's check it out, was the first time I ever saw. So I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know who she is. This is the first time. Yeah, I'm encountering her. So share with me.